Today, we are diving into a really powerful idea, one that's been whispered through ancient wisdom for centuries. It's this concept that who you think you are, well, that's just scratching the surface. It's all about what's known as the four bodies of the soul. And believe me, understanding this might just change everything. So let's get right into it. So let me just start by asking you this. What if I told you that your entire life up to this point, every memory, every experience, is just a tiny fraction of who you truly are? It's a huge question, I know, but it's the core idea we're exploring today. The sources we're looking at suggest that the you know, your personality, your job, your story, is really just a shadow of a much bigger self. And I love this analogy they use. Think of a beautiful lamp. You can admire it, you can flip the switch back and forth, but if it's not plugged into the wall, it's never going to shine. The idea here is that most of us are walking around completely unplugged. So how do we plug in? That's the big question, right? And that brings us to our first section. We're going to start peeling back the layers of this illusion to get a look at our true multidimensional nature. Okay, so here's the central concept, the four bodies of the soul. Now, this isn't some new age fad. This is an ancient system of knowledge that you can find in cultures all over the world. And the main teaching is this: we aren't just one thing. We're actually made up of four essential dimensions, all working together. And get this, these dimensions are what literally create the reality we experience every single day. What's so amazing is just how universal this idea really is. I mean, look at this. In ancient Egypt, they talked about the Ka, which is our life force, and the Ba, the part of our soul that lives on. In ancient India, the Vedic wisdom speaks of the koshas, these sheaths or layers of our being, kind of like an onion. And then you have the Hermetic teachings with that famous saying, as above, so below, which basically means the entire universe is mirrored right inside of us. This isn't just one culture's idea. It's a pattern, a truth that keeps showing up. All right, let's start with the two bodies we're all pretty familiar with, right? The ones that make up the very foundation of our day-to-day human experience, the physical and the emotional. So first up, we have the physical body. We all know it. It's our home, our vehicle for getting around in this world. But these ancient traditions saw it as so much more than just flesh and bone. They saw it as a vibrant field of energy that's constantly responding to our thoughts and our consciousness. It's the sacred ground from which everything else grows. And then we have the emotional body. This is the world of our feelings, our joys, our fears. And the key insight here is that emotions are not just random. They are quite literally energy in motion. Think about it. When you feel joy, it feels light, expansive, right? But when you feel fear, it's tight, constricting. These vibrations are powerful. They can lift you up to incredible heights, or they can keep you completely stuck.
And this quote, often credited to Carl Jung, just nails it. It says that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Wow. If we don't look at the old wounds and patterns stored in our emotional body, they'll just keep running the show on autopilot. We'll chalk it up to bad luck or destiny, but really, it's just a program running in the background that we never chose to install.
Okay, so we've laid the foundation with the physical and emotional. Now we're moving up into the realms that hold the real keys to unlocking our potential, the mental and the spiritual bodies. Meet the architect of your reality, your mental body. This is the control tower. It's where your thoughts, your beliefs, and all your perceptions are processed. It's how we make sense of the world. But here's the thing. It's not just a processor. It's an active creator. You see, your mind can be one of two things. It can be your jailer, locking you up with limiting beliefs and negative self-talk that you just picked up along the way. Or it can be your ultimate liberator. The moment you start consciously observing your thoughts, questioning what you believe, and choosing where you put your focus, your mind transforms from a prison into the most powerful tool you have for changing your life. This ancient Hermetic principle says it all. The all is mind. The universe is mental. It's a really deep idea, but the takeaway is simple. Reality isn't just something that happens to you. It's a reflection of you. What you hold in your mind, you hold in your hand. That's how powerful your mental body really is. And that brings us to the very top, the deepest layer, the spiritual body. Now, this isn't about religion. Think of this as your truest essence. It's the part of you that exists underneath the personality, the thoughts, the emotions. It's described as our direct line to the universe, that little spark of the divine that connects us to everything. So, what gets in the way of feeling this connection? Well, it's the ego.
The ego is that little voice in your head, the one that tells you you're separate from everyone and everything else. It creates this story of me versus the world. But according to these teachings, that's the biggest illusion there is. Our true identity isn't this small, separate self. It's the pure consciousness that is part of everything.
So we've gone through all 4 bodies, one by one. But listen up, because this is probably the most important part of this whole conversation. Knowing about each body is one thing, but the real magic, the secret to this awakening, is putting them all together. It's all about total integration.
And this is where so many of us go wrong, right? We get hyper-focused on one thing. Think about the person who's obsessed with the gym. Their body looks amazing, but emotionally, they're a wreck. Or the brilliant academic who lives in their mind but totally neglects their physical health. When we do that, we live these fragmented, unbalanced lives.
This is the goal, not to be perfect in one area, but to find harmony and alignment across all 4. It's when you nourish your body, heal your emotions, master your mind, and connect with your spirit that they all start working together. They become this single, unified, incredibly powerful being. That's the integrated self.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually do it? How do we take this from a cool idea to something we live every day? This last section is all about that. It's your practical guide to start balancing your 4 bodies right now.
For your physical body, it's all about making conscious choices. It means seeing food not just as flavor, but as fuel. It means moving your body not as a punishment, but to keep your energy flowing. And recognizing that true rest is where the real healing happens. Even something as simple as taking a walk in nature can be a powerful energetic reset. For your emotional body, the key is to feel your feelings without letting them run you. Let them flow through you. A simple daily gratitude practice can literally rewire your emotional state. It also means letting go of relationships or resentments that drain your energy. Ultimately, it's about bringing yourself back to the present moment, because that's where your power is, not in the past or the future. To strengthen your mind, you have to become the gatekeeper. Start questioning your own beliefs. Ask yourself, is this really true? Does this help me? Listen to that voice in your head and start talking to yourself like a friend. And in this crazy world, you have to filter the information you let in. All of this helps you make a massive shift, from being a slave to your thoughts to being the conscious observer of them.
And finally, activating your spiritual body isn't some complex ritual. It's about finding moments of quiet to just be. It's about focusing on your breath to ground yourself. And, really importantly, it's about how you treat other people. It's about seeing the connection we all share and acting from that place of unity and compassion.
So, here we are, right back where we started, but now you have the map. This knowledge isn't just interesting information. It's a practical guide to unlocking your own potential. So the real question isn't whether you can awaken to your full self, it's whether you'll choose to. The journey is yours for the taking.